everyone, it's Heather and I am back with another process video for you guys today. I am going to be using these feather stamps, and they are from Close to My Heart. I've had them for quite a while, and as most of you know that have been following my videos, one of my goals for this year is to use my stamps in my layouts. So the past couple layouts, I've been using my stamps quite a bit. And I'm having a lot of fun and I'm learning a lot, with different inks. And I'm learning that I really, really, really love pigment inks way better than I do dye inks. So, which I have tons of pigment inks. So that's a good thing, I guess. You will see I do mess up on this side like a couple times with the stamping, so I end up just turning it over and using the other side of the paper. It's just white cardstock, so I just flipped it over. You can't see through it, so it's a thick white cardstock. You can see that I mess up there on the feathers. It just doesn't look good to me. And then here it messes up. It like blotches because I'm on a folding table, so it's not really the best place to stamp. So I like to use this little piece of foam, and I didn't have the foam where I was stamping, so it did not turn out that great. And then this one actually, I think I messed up on as well. Not on this exact stamp, but on one of the stamps I messed up on. But I end up covering it up with a picture, so it doesn't really matter. So the ink that I'm using is from Colorbox, and it is a pigment ink, and the name of it is called Twilight. And I just love, love, love this ink. It is an ombre effect from purple to pink or pink to purple, whatever, and whichever way you use it. And so it's really pretty to me. I just absolutely love the look of it and the effect that it gives. So I'm just layering some feathers because I'm using pictures in this layout of my daughter and her Thanksgiving program in 2013 when she was in pre-K. And she was a little Indian. They had Indians dressing up with little feather hats that they made, and they got to make their own little vests. And they did like this big little, or not big little, little program, and they sang some songs, and it was just really sweet. So I figured, what better way to use these feather stamps, 'cause the picture of her, you can see the feathers in her hat. So I thought that this would be good. So I've got two pictures. I had a whole lot of pictures, obviously. Most of you probably know that you guys probably take a lot of pictures of things, and then you end up using like 2 or 3. But these are the best ones that I had of her. The one of just her standing there, and then the other one is of her whole class up on stage doing their little songs and stuff. And right now I'm just going to trim those pictures down, and I'm going to put them like this, kind of like in an L. And I have some scraps sitting here on my desk or on my table, and I thought I was going to use, or I try to use these. They're from the Beautiful Sheet collection, but it just didn't look right to me, and so I end up going another way. I feel like it covered up a little bit too much of the stamping over there on to the left. I definitely wanted to cover up that big blotch there that I missed on that feather, but I just wasn't sure how I was going to cover it up. I wanted to bring in some paper on the background because I didn't want just the picture laying on the feathers, because I feel like it would be lost without something to kind of pull it in all together. So I had this scrap piece in my scraps, and I think it's from a Heidi Swapp collection and an older collection. So everything that I used in this layout is from my stash. The stamps are pretty old. I've had them for probably a year now. The ink I've had forever. all of the papers are already papers that I've used in previous layouts. They're just already cut apart. And I end up using some other things in this layout. See, these are, I've had these in my stash sitting here from the Serendipity line. And I'm going to use two of them. I'm going to use this little journaling tag, and then I'm going to use this smile. And you'll see here in a minute that this layout actually ends up going a completely different way from this. When I first started, I didn't really have something in mind. I just knew I wanted to use the feather stamps. And as I started playing around and I had my watercolor sitting here, I was like, yeah, let's do an ombre, you know, the same as the ink, going from dark purple to a pink. And I only had room for like 3 colors. So I did like a dark purple, a light purple, and then kind of a deep pink. And I really, 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 really like the way this turned out. I love that I'm using my watercolors, and they're a lot of fun to play with. They're super fun. And they're, you know, the ones that I have are just little chibi ones from Michaels, but they work really well. I'm very surprised at the quality. They are very vibrant and not chalky looking at all like my last ones were that I got from, I think I got from Target. They were actually my daughter's. So I really like these watercolor paints. They're really nice. So as you'll see here, I'm going with a completely different look. I didn't plan on using the watercolor, and I planned on mounting both of these pictures on the same little piece, but I actually end up mounting them individually instead of using one big piece. I'm just going to mount them separately. And I actually like the way that this is going to look better than it would have looked if I would have just mounted them both on the same sheet. So I'm using up some of my scraps and I'm using up some of my stash, and I'm having a lot of fun. It's I'm getting a lot done, and I'm using up a lot of product, which is awesome. So that is the way that it's going to look, and then I'm going to put this cut apart from Serendipity here, and it says smile. And so I'm going to go ahead and glue everything down that I have up here now, because I like the way it's looking so far. And this layout took me 39 minutes to complete. It was a little bit longer than what most of my layouts are, but honestly, like I said, I didn't have any clue at where I was going with this layout. I wasn't following a sketch. I wasn't scrap lifting. I wasn't, you know, I didn't sit down before and kind of figure out what I wanted to do. I just worked with what was on my desk or my table and my scraps. So this was fun. It did take a little longer, like I said, than normal, but compared to what it used to take me to do layouts, it used to take me over an hour to finish a layout. And I'm just not stressing about it anymore. I'm just having fun, which is what scrapbooking is supposed to be about. I used to, you know, stress a little bit and was worried that it wasn't going to look good or whatever. But now I'm just having fun. So that's what it's all about. This is Teresa Collins modeling paste, and I've had this in my stash for quite a while as well, probably over a year, and it has not dried out, thank God, because I don't use it that often. But it's fun. It gives it an extra dimension, and I used a Heidi Swapp stencil here, and I'm just using the stars. So on like a piece of it, there's like stars, then on the other side there's hearts, and then on the bottom of it there's like circles, little bubbles, I guess you could call them. And I'm just going to put these in 3 different places. So I like how it kind of looks like it's going up to the picture, and then going down to the picture right here. I really like this. I love the way this layout turned out. I had a lot of fun. I know I said that like 5 times already, but I really did have a lot of fun playing. I feel artsy, you know. My creative juices were flowing with this one. Okay, and so I'm done with that. I'm going to clean everything up because modeling paste, if you guys have ever used it, it's really hard to get off once you let it dry. So I'm going to grab a baby wipe and kind of try to get as much off as I can with the baby wipe. So it might take me a couple seconds here, but just make sure that you're cleaning, if you use stencils and stuff, make sure you're trying to clean it as soon as possible. Like I said, it's really hard to get off once it dries, especially like delicate stencils. So I'm just going to hit it with the heat gun just to dry just a little bit. I didn't want to do it too much because I didn't want the page to warp. It warped a little bit where the watercolors were, but you can see that it didn't really warp it that much, and it actually it lays pretty flat. It's just right where the watercolor is, it warped just a little bit. And I'm gonna do some more stamping, which is always fun. I have well, first I'm going to do this. This is a puffy sticker that I picked up from Michael's a while back. And it was sitting on my desk here. And it just says fun, and it's in purple and white. So, yeah, I'm going to do some stamping, I think, next. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. I don't know. Who knows what I'm doing? I don't know. Oh, yep, stamping. Okay, so these stamps are clear stamps from Kaiser Craft, and the name of this stamp set is called Shine Bright. And let me just tell you guys, Kaiser Craft has really amazing stamps, and they're good quality, and they're not so expensive that it's going to break your bank. Some stamp companies have really great quality stamps, and they're kind of expensive for stamps, you know what I mean? So these are really great quality, and I love Kaiser Craft stamps. They're usually pretty trendy, and with what's on trend and what's popular. And I just really like their stamps. Amazing stamps. So I can't say, good enough things about them. Great prices as well. I picked these up from a Cherry on Top, I think. I feel like that's the only place that I ever buy stamps Kaiser Craft stamps. Because they're usually, they're pretty cheap there. Like I said. Not cheap, but like a good price. So I grabbed this Brilliant, I think it's Brilliant's white ink, and I was going to stamp these like arrows, but as you can see, I've had a hard time with this ink. It's a pigment ink, I believe. Yeah, it's a pigment ink, but it's not juicy. So I grabbed my American Crafts little white pigment ink here, and this thing is amazing. It is so juicy. It's like, you can see it like coming out the sides. Oh my God, I love it. I'm so funny that I get so excited about ink, but it stamps so well. Look at that. And it looks so good. So I was really happy that I have that sitting here on my desk, and I remember to use it. So like I said in previous videos, I usually try to clean my stamps off as soon as I'm done using them. So with a baby wipe, I'm almost out of baby wipes. So I need to pick up some. I'm just looking at the stamp sets, and I'm going to use a couple more of the stamps on this stamp set. I'm going to use one that says enjoy the little things, and then I'm going to use the black pigment ink from American Crafts, and it came in a little square as well. They came in like a big set. I think I got 2 sets. So like one set was black, white, brown, and then like a bronze, a gold, and a silver. And then the other set was 2 different color greens, like a tan, a baby blue, a baby pink, and a baby purple. So I really, really love the way this ink works, the black pigment ink. It's stamped. Oh my God, it's stamped so well. It is beautiful. It is black and dark, and oh my God, I just loved it. I know I sound like a crazy person talking about ink like this, but I just absolutely loved it. It was the first time I actually used it. I've used quite a bit of the other ones, but the black one, it was the first time I've used it. So absolutely love it. So right now I'm using the black ink as well. Again, for this little stamp, from the same stamp set. It says hello. And then I'm going to use another one at the top, and it says today, and then it has little arrows. And I just wanted to bring in some more of that black because I had that big black stamp right there and I didn't want it to be overpowering, but that's the title. Enjoy the little things. So thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. I'm just going to do my journaling here, and I'm just going to put that it's her Thanksgiving Day program. So thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you guys don't miss any upcoming videos. And thank you so much. Have a great day, you guys. Bye.